Alright, some Drajeweled support which only one card was actually shown in the anime, along with some Welstra support which none were shown at all. So let's begin. So first off, we start off with Blitz Mechanic Bullet, which is great too. It's taking power in the skill is auto when placed on rearguard if your Vanguard is Blitz, and if your order zone does not have a grade 2 product cost, put a card from your hand to your soul, search your deck for one grade 2 product, reveal it and put your hand, of course shuffle your deck. This is a decent search card until you realize that this is actually meant for going first, because Blitz arms Welstra kinda wants to go second so you could actually get some advantage in your searches. Since the ride line searches based on your opponent's grade, going second means that you can search for grade 2. But if you went first, you search for grade 1, hence this card coming in. But it is too bad that if you went second, this card kind of becomes useless because you're just going to end up searching for the grade 2. But nonetheless, it does have its uses, especially on the soul part. But the second skill, Count Guardian, if your order zone has at least 2 products, plus 5k shield. Extra shield is always nice, but you mainly do it for the search. And only run it in your own leisure. But one that I would say you should run is Blitz Security Furnace, which is a grade 1 with power in the skill is auto when placed on rearguard. If your Vanguard has Blitz, choose one set order from a drop zone and put it either to the bottom deck or soul. The nice part is that you could even use this early game to help you either soul filter, which is also very helpful, or just recycle, which you can later on search with your ride line. But this is not the main reason why the card is good. The card is good for the second skill where auto rearguard when your Vanguard Welstra attacks, and it must also have a divine skill by the way. Cost Soul Blast 1, retire this unit, choose a product card from your order zone and operate it. Yes, one additional operate, which is always going to be huge for Welstra because more operates the better, especially since this is a grade 1 booster that can be used before your Welstra attacks. You could actually get some extra consistency for double maximum attack. And I have to say, just this skill alone actually makes this worth running. Even though the deck uses a bit of soul, this also solves some of the soul issue as well, so I will take it. But mainly for the extra operate and possibly the extra maximum attack. And now to the new Drajeweled stuff, we start off with Beautiful Princess of Polity Ardeal, which is grade 2 with taking power in the skill is auto rearguard once per turn when this card attacks. If you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard, cost, put another rearguard different from this card to your soul, and this card gives us 5k power in the end turn. Sure, 15k attacker that can suck another card to soul, why not? But funny enough, there are some decks that could actually use this since just the free soul charge basically. And then a card that you might use in the future, but for now maybe not, Appearing Nightmare Dilemma, which is a grade 1 with power in the skill is auto when placed on rearguard, choose a grade 3 Drajeweled from your right deck, you can reveal it, and if the revealed card is either the Drajeweled or your grade 3 Vanguard is the Drajeweled, cost, look at top 7 cards of your deck to choose up to one Demonic Stone Dragon, aka its support cards, or some of them, reveal it and put it to your hand, and of course shuffle your deck. And if you do not put a card to your hand, you soul charge 2. So this is what I mean that you might use this in the future, because at the moment you don't really have that many Demonic Stone Dragons, other than its new support, Rockagord and Matabala as a support, but you don't really use Matabala anymore, and of course the ride line grade 2. So when it comes to targets for this, it's not that great, but the nice part is that if you missed, you can soul charge 2, so you might still use this just for the soul charge. But considering that you have so many ways for free soul, I don't really see this being run at the moment. But the Demonic Stone Dragons are like the best support cards for Drajeweled, so it's a maybe at the moment. Especially since this next card might actually replace Rockagord, or maybe split, just so you have more rearguard attackers, which is Demonic Stone Dragon Losagor, which is a grade 2 with taking power in the skill is auto when placed on rearguard, and if your Vanguard is at least a grade 3 Drajeweled, cost energy cost 3 to draw a card. Cool, finally, Drajeweled has an energy cost card that lets you draw, in which the second skill is auto rearguard once per turn when this card attacks at least a grade 3 unit. If your soul has at least 4 more cards with different grades, plus 10k. Keep in mind, unlike Rockagord, this is actually once per turn, so it's only for one attack you get the 10k. Rockagord is actually continuous, so if you still have the 4 different grades in soul, it stays 20k base attack, in comparison to this one where it's only for one attack. But the next skill is auto rearguard when you soul blast 4 more cards at the same time by the ability of your Drajeweled, cost card blast 1 to stand this unit. Similar to Rockagord, it's basically another restanding rearguard, which is basically more pressure on your opponent, since Drajeweled is meant to play aggressively on their 0 attack power or 1. But I have to say, this is basically a kind of better version of Rockagord, mainly for the energy blast 1 to draw. But Rockagord still has the advantage of getting the 10k power buff for the whole entire turn rather than just for one attack. But sometimes it will only just be one attack, so at the same time, this might be completely better. But no one said that you just can't run both, right? You could always split it up, especially now you got a Demonic Stone Dragon searcher, since this is also Demonic Stone Dragon. But overall, it's a good new addition. And then finally, here are some reprints for the start decks for the Skyride characters, and pretty good reprints. And next week we finally get the new Magnolia, which means that she's got a job because of going up against Suzune. And so that's it for the new Drajeweled and Welstra support. What do you guys think of it? Overall, it's actually pretty decent support. Even though in Drajeweled's case, it's just kind of the same thing as the old cards, but just some added stuff. And I would have loved to see a new grade 3 Drajeweld, but that's probably not going to happen until at least next season. But as for the new Welstra, additional op rate, which is always good, but also more consistency for double maximum. But on that, that's for this, and see you all next time.